Hi, Bashar. Greetings from Croatia, Europe. And my question is what we can do more for this global ascension process. Thank you very much and say hello to all your people.
Use the isolation in a monastic way, we have said, so that you can work on yourself and clear yourself out of belief systems that no longer work for you. So you can streamline yourself to go through the passage of the eye of the needle and come out the other side in a more accelerated way as more of your true self. That's one thing, because then you become more of a living example to others of what they can choose to by seeing in you the joy you experience by being more of yourself. At the same time, many of you are learning to use many of your technological devices, such as being used right now for communication over your internet. And you can use your imagination. You can expand your imagination. This kind of forces you, in a sense, to work your imagination in a more expanded way to come up with ways to connect, come up with ways to do things that can help others in a variety of ways. So by sequestering yourself, you actually have to expand other parts of your imagination to reach out and make the connections you cannot necessarily make physically at this time. So use your imagination. Give it free rein. See what happens. Follow the formula. There are many, many things you can be doing, even from a position of physical sequestering, that you may not necessarily have thought of before because you didn't have to. So now that you have created a situation where it seems like you have to, you can give more free rein to investigating yourself, finding out who you really are, and by finding out more of who you really are, being inspired to do things that you may never have thought of before because you weren't the you are now in this circumstance.
Can you comment on the idea of what the collective is doing at this particular time in terms of how the lockdown has affected us, and then how that can then be applied to the lockdown experience for the individual?
Well, we have addressed this already to some degree, and even just moments ago. It's an opportunity to go within. It's an opportunity to have more self-investigation about what you do and don't prefer, what belief systems you prefer to hold on to, which ones you prefer to let go of. It's about snapping the chains of the anchors to the past. It's about streamlining yourself so you can go through the passage in this transitional time more effortlessly, more accelerated, and come out the other side in a more positive way that can create, with a more expanded imagination, more things that are more representative, putting out into the world, so to speak, more things that are more representative of the version of Earth that you prefer. It's a time of inner creativity that can be stored up like the idea of potential energy, so that when it comes time to go back out into the world, it can become kinetic energy in a variety of new ideas and new expressions and new activities, new ways, new actions that you may not have otherwise thought to do, because now you have built up this library, this reservoir in your imagination of, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. By being more of yourself, more of these inspirations come to you. You use what is at hand in a different way than you ever did before, like you're using your internet technology now in ways that most people didn't necessarily think they could. You are refining it, you are perfecting it. It is creating more of a telepathic connection and communication in your communities. And when you come out the other side, you will find that you can function in a much more expanded, more creative way as more of yourself. So it's really up to you to customize these things for yourself by taking advantage of what's going on in the sequestering now, to dig down more deeply within yourself, find out who you really are and who you really are not, and let those attributes come out in a more creative and expressive and imaginative way.